Hey, let's go. Welcome back to our show tonight. We'll call it Big Monday. We have a busy schedule this week, so we're here on Monday. And we are going to look at guys who may be approaching the dreaded fantasy baseball cliff, as well as picking guys who are off to some great starts and who may actually continue that hot start this week on Fantasy Baseball Now. But as we always do, we begin the show by asking you the question, where else would you rather be than right here, right now?
And hopefully you'd rather be nice yourselves.
Live here, episode 41, right? Part of our show. Mike's got some nice ice water there. Looks cool and refreshing. Part of our show here on the Ball9.com podcast network. How be you this evening?
You will. You'll be me this evening. I don't blame you. I'm great. Thank you so much. And in addition to our walk around who's going to tank and who's going to be better, we will do start them, sit them, go get them, cut them. We will not do look ahead because we're here on Monday, and it's just frankly a crapshoot as to who's going to have two starts next week, and we're getting them wrong anyway. So
yeah,
that may have been an idea and not a part of the show forever. But follow us, like us, follow us at ball9.com. Hit the like button. Keep watching. I don't know why you do. I don't understand it, but keep watching. We're getting more things right as I continue to look at this list of our go get them, cut them, who's hot, who's not, and look ahead. As I look at the names, I'm not shocked at where we are in the standings of Tri-State Baseball Federation.
I'm working on it.
I'm not. I like. You know what's sad? It's self-recognition that as much as we think we know about this, we don't know shit. But thanks for tuning in anyway.
Yeah, I thought you're the guy with the sales background here. That's not a great plug, but that's okay.
That's how my son gets me to. That's my son's sales pitch.
There you go.
To dinner. I don't really like this, but you should try it. Like, dude, you got to work on your clothes. That's not the.
Hey, I don't know if Uncle Ted's going to pop in, but I got to give him a shout out. I've been sorely needed an extra reliever on my team, and saw him on Twitter saying that Grant Taylor of the White Sox was coming up and he's going to be a top 5 closer in due time. And I immediately went and picked him up, and let's hope Uncle Ted is on the mark here, because Jordan Romano, I just can't play him anymore. He is just fucking brutal.
How about the White Sox? How about the White Sox? They've literally called up everybody.
Why not play the kids?
Right. They've literally called up everybody. It looks like the team's getting sold with the promise to stay in Chicago. They're Chicago. The Ipses are Chicago guys. And, you know, the one brother owns the Suns. The other brother is going to be the owner of the White Sox, and they're going to keep them.
Yeah, let's hope so. You can't move the White Sox.
You can't move the
Moving a baseball team is just any moron that thinks it's a good idea is just beyond fucking stupid, John Fisher.
I mean, it's like, you know, it's 125 years of team history.
Yeah.
You don't uproot 125. You know, you want to move the Expos. I get it. I mean, it sucks. Even the A's a little bit because it's still 50 or 60 years of history. Don't get me wrong. I'm not discounting that. But like the thought of moving the White Sox would be like saying we're moving the Reds or the Pirates.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You don't move teams with 125 years of history in a city. You just don't.
No.
You just don't. And the cities won't allow it. Had good crowds in Pittsburgh this weekend.
Yeah.
They were all wearing red, watching their sputtering offense produce literally nothing over the weekend. 3 games that you would have bet the over. 2 games you would have bet the over for sure. Paul Skeens Day, you never bet the over, but like, holy cats, man.
Well, the Filbers they got 2 runs tonight.
Yeah.
Which is all they need right now with Zach Wheeler out there. Let's clinch a win. Give me the W.
He's back unless he gets tired in the 4th or 5th inning because he hasn't got any sleep from the baby shower.
No, he made it through 6. He came out after 6. 3 hits, a walk, 7 strikeouts, and 1 laser by Kyle Tucker that became a souvenir early
I read a stat today that if the Pirates had scored 4 runs in all 26 of Paul Skeen's starts, he'd be 25-1.
Wow. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Hey, I want to just throw this out there. I don't want to make it a topic. Just can we end the City Connect jerseys, please?
Oh, for Christ's sakes, please.
I mean, my God, I turn on games Friday night. I got a plethora of games, and it takes me as much time to try and figure out who's playing.
I thought you were watching a College World Series.
My God, who is that? Who is that? I don't want to have to guess. That's half the reason I don't watch a ton of NBA. They all got 18 uniforms. I want to turn a game on and know who's playing. Don't make me figure it out. I'm a busy.
The best uniform I saw over the weekend, and I hate them because I'm not a big fan of anything orange. But Tennessee was wearing a smoke gray uniform with the orange colors on it, and it was popping, man. It was a great looking uniform.
All right, so where are we starting tonight? We're going to talk about.
Let's start with the hitters who we believe are not as good as they are right now. And one of these names on. You're so fucking predictable. You're so predictable. Like you're like you get a piece of popcorn in your tooth and you never let go of it, man. You're so predictable with one of your names.
Like I have something to play with.
And which one of those names do you think I'm referring to?
I'm guessing the guy who I said was over the hill and overrated and going to have a really bad year and ranked him really low as a first baseman. He's made me look like a fool, but I'm not getting off that horse.
The guy they're talking about where he ranks in Hall of Fame, like will he be?
I never said he's not a Hall of Famer. I just said he's old and he's ready to go. And I know he's hitting 345, but I don't care. I would trade him. I would trade Uncle Ted. I don't know if you heard my shout out, but thanks for the Gavin Taylor plug on Twitter because he's now a member of Team Pugsley. I appreciate you, my friend. Freddie, look.
Freddie, you're right about Abraham Toro, and if he wasn't on the Red Sox, he would have been my must-add this week.
Freddie Freeman is having a great year. Freddie Freeman's a Hall of Famer. If I had Freddie Freeman on my team, I would trade him because he's not going to hit 345 for the rest of the year. He's not.
Well, it's like saying Judge isn't going to hit 393. No shit.
Exactly. So he's a sell high candidate.
I disagree.
Is that a strong enough argument?
It is.
I had to put him on this list.
I disagree with Jeremy Pena on your list.
Jeremy Pena stepped up for a team that really needed some offense this year with Alvarez sucking and being hurt and everything. But his career, he's never hit above 266, and he's 50 points above that now. There's got to be a regression coming. Got to be.
Well, there has to be a regression in batting average, but his power numbers are up and his stolen bases are up. And I don't think that's going away for him.
Man, he's one of the true breakout players this year. I got to give him his props, right?
He slumped terribly last year. He had his rookie season. Everybody forgot about Carlos Correa 45 games into the regular season.
Yeah. He's a nice player. He's having a great year.
I agree on Suzuki because I don't think he's going to have 140 RBIs.
No.
But he is kind of what they thought they were getting. Right?
He is. Again, I'm looking at guys' career metrics and looking where they at now. He's on pace for 39 homers. His career high is 21. Right?
Yeah.
Will he hit 30? Sure, maybe. He's not going to get the 137 RBIs, and he's just not. I mean, there's got to be a regression coming. A little bit.
You would think. You would think. I mean, for mine, I mean, I might be wrong about Hunter Goodman, but I think he kind of burst on the scene. But there's no shot in hell that Geraldo Perdomo is going to be this good like this all year.
Yeah.
He's a 232 career second half hitter. He's a little injury prone. He's literally carried that offense because Marte's been injured and Corbin Carroll's been phenomenal. Thankfully, I'm a huge Corbin Carroll fan. And Grisham, we're already seeing the regression. He's 2 for his last 28. I think I heard last night. And like we're already seeing it. I mean, it's a nice story. He plays a great center field. I mean, I'll see Helio Ramos hitting 35 home runs.
I Ramos and Garcia, I wouldn't shock me if they keep it going. Garcia has been raking for Casey, raking.
Yeah, he's a little streaky, right? And in my who's hot, we'll see the streakiest of streaky guys. But yeah, I think I don't want to say sell high because I don't think you can sell high on Trent Grisham, and I don't think you're going to get a ton for Helio Ramos or Garcia or Goodman for that matter. But they're all due for a regression. There's no question about that.
The other guy, I'm not banging on Cal Raleigh here. I think Cal Raleigh is one of the great stories of the season. 26 homers. That's fantastic. You've gone 27, 30, and 34 the last 3 years. The power's not a fluke. His career on batting average is 232, and right now he's at 271. I think that's the thing that's going to come back. And with that, some of the other stats come down a little bit. It's a heck of a pace to try and maintain, especially for a catcher.
This is why I clearly don't understand baseball.
We know that.
As much as I don't understand many things in life.
Correct again.
And this would be the exact same conversation that you'd have about Aaron Judge. You have a full lineup that has underperformed for going on 3 years in Seattle. Why is he getting anything to hit?
Good point.
Like, why is he getting a pitch? Why is he getting anything to hit? I don't understand why they're pitching to him. It's not like, I mean, JP Crawford got going. That did help at the top of the lineup. Julio's been okay, but it's not like they're tearing it up every place else.
No.
Let anybody else beat you in that lineup except for him. Yet, I don't know. These guys are far smarter than I am. That's why they all languish around 500. I could be a 500 manager easily. And I wouldn't need any help from the nerd room.
What about you with Goldschmidt, the Yankee fan? I mean, I like Paul Goldschmidt, always have. He's 37. As I said with Freeman, father time is undefeated. His average has come down to 312. It was 347, 350 not long ago, and nothing to sneeze at with 312. I think he's going to start to come back a little bit when the dog days hit. I mean, you got to be thrilled with what he's given the Yankees so far.
Well, yeah, of course, and not only that, but I mean, he is an incredible fielder. So it's been a massive upgrade all the way around at first base. We're kind of getting into the conversation with him. Was last year just a fluke? Because he's a career 290 hitter.
He
Another
is.
guy is probably going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I think you could make that case now. You got to have that conversation about him. He hasn't hit 300 in a few years.
23 with. But he played 154 games. So I mean, he plays every day except for the 1 year that he got hurt. In 2020 with St. Louis when he got injured. But I mean, he had 25 homers and 22 homers the last 2 years. He got off to a miserable start last year.
Yes.
Miserable start. Like, it was clearly the worst start of his career, and the whispers of, is it over for Paul Goldschmidt? So is he still 290 Paul Goldschmidt? Is he more like 268, 270 Paul Goldschmidt? Like, Rizzo hit 205. So if he hits 260 and he catches everything and he gets clutch and timely hits like he's been getting, and he hits for a little bit of power, 15, 18 home runs, it's a massive upgrade for the Yankees. Will he regress from now? His batting average will probably regress. His power might increase.
If you could pick a guy on your list that if you could say pick one of your 5 that's going to keep it going, who is the most likely one to? Now, look, they're on the list, so we all think that we're going to think
probably
they're gonna
Helio
go.
Ramos.
Yeah,
Probably Helio Ramos. He's on target. He's trending like 15% better across the board in everything from last year. If he regresses to last year, he's still a really good player.
sure.
I just think the Giants are going to regress. Unless they get to play the Braves, unless they get to face the Braves bullpen 50 times in the second half of the season. I just think they're going to regress. Like they are scuffling to hit right now. Their pitching's still been pretty good, but he may end up being the pitch around guy.
He could be.
Like we just won't give him anything, and he's going to have to earn everything he gets. And I mean, you're starting to get the feeling like that he's the most dangerous player in that lineup and the most consistent. He's probably the one. I lived the Mikhail Garcia experience when I got him in the tail end of a tear last year, and then I suffered through like 1 for 35 with him. But they have to keep him in the lineup. It's not like it's not like they have any place else to go.
No.
How about for you?
I want to say Suzuki, but I'll say Pena. Again, I just think that average has got to history is what it is. But I think Pena is would be the candidate to keep it going.
Yeah, he's going to make the All-Star team. I mean, Lindor is probably going to start, I would expect. But who else on the Astros is going to make besides Hader, is going to make the All-Star team?
Yeah, I read today one projection had Pena making the team with Witt and Jacob Wilson.
Yeah, I read that.
That's not the 3 guys you would have picked at the start of the year in the American League.
Was that Pat? That was Jeff Passan, right?
I think it was Passan. It was ESPN for sure.
Yeah, that was a good article. I mean, it was a really good article because there are a lot of conversations about who's going to start where. It's more clear cut in the American League, I think, than in the National League.
Yeah. You want to go to the pitchers?
We sure can, or unless we want to stay on the hitters that are going to decline. I don't care.
Oh, we can go there. Go to the decline, guys. That's fine. You're driving.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did I?
Do we have a graphic snafu?
We might.
Looks like you got him.
I thought so. This is filler time. Break up the Pirates. Break up the Pirates. It's their first 4-game winning streak since well, 1930. It feels like. Did I oh my God.
What'd you do?
I don't know.
You have the same graphic?
I know. Did I? Oh man. Well, we're gonna have to talk through this one.
Okay. Let's talk through it.
I gotta remember who I had. I know who you had.
What do you want to talk about? The hitters that are gonna keep it going? Or hitters that are get better, I mean?
The hitters that are gonna get better. I know like top of my head, I know 2 of who I had 100% for sure.
Okay.
I know 3 of who I had 100% for sure. I know 4 of who I had 100% for sure. And the fifth one is escaping me.
Right.
So I had Sal Perez, Luis Robert, Anthony Santander, and Josh Naylor. And Naylor's numbers overall are pretty good, but he only has 7 home runs. And one of the things that we were concerned about is hitting in Arizona, and it's not a good park for left-hand hitters, but
yeah,
he's had 20, 17, and 31 the last 3 years. He's not going to finish with 14 or 15 homers. It's just not going to happen.
Probably not. He's too good of a hitter.
It's just not going to happen. You know, I know who my 5th one was. It was Jose Altuve. I don't think Altuve is going to finish hitting 260.
That must pain you.
It didn't hurt. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. I mean, I think the left field thing got in his head.
Maybe it did. Maybe it did.
And Walker not hitting yet, and Alvarez not there yet. That Diaz is starting to hit. But I think Naylor's a guy you might be able to get. I tried to get him, and that was part of the trade. That was a Schwarber and Walker with Naylor and others in that trade. And I think you got power upside with Naylor, and I think he's going to drive in more runs than he's driven in because they're going to be better if they can pitch at all. And yours were?
I give you mine.
I got them right here.
Do you have the graphics ready? Do you just need a second to load them up? Because I can.
No, I think I for whatever reason I double saved.
Oh, okay. I'll give you mine. All right. And to me, I'm looking almost like rankings. Where are they now? Where do I think they're going to finish? Vlad Guerrero's ranked 101st in CBS. He's hitting 273, isn't awful. The 8 home runs is a surprise. He's just too good of a player, and they're actually having a nice year up there.
Yeah,
very quietly. I think he'll get it going. We're still middle of June, we'll call it. I think he's got a big second half coming for him. Next will be Wyatt Langford.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Oh, we good?
Wait a minute. Maybe we might be good. Keep talking.
All right. Langford's hitting only 227, but he's still on pace for 27 homers. He's got to pick up the pace on that average, and I think with that, and you and I keep talking about how that Texas offense, we're just kind of waiting for it to kind of ignite. I think those counting numbers for Langford will come. He's a good player. I think he's going to be everything people thought he was going to be when he came up last year as a rookie. So big second half for Wyatt Langford. And it wasn't that long ago, Gunnar Henderson, all 23 years old to him, was the popular choice for AL MVP. Injury derailed him early. He hasn't gotten going. He's got 17 RBIs in 57 games. He's been a massive disappointment, but too good of a player to keep down.
Way too good.
He's just too good to keep that going. And I think Gunnar will finish. He'll finish strongly. He's just, it wasn't that long. 2 years ago, his rookie year, he was terrible.
There we go. Look at that.
All right. He really got off to a bad start his rookie year, and then he came on big time. So I think he'll get it going. He's, like I say, he's just too good of a player not to. And Adley Rutschman, who I had ranked as my 9th best catcher going into the draft, so we'll call that vindication. But hitting 227 with 18 RBIs and 7 homers, 59 games. That to me, I mean, him and Henderson are a big part of what the struggles are having in Baltimore outside of that arson squad of a pitching staff. Again,
when you're trying to hit a 7-run homer every at bat, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard.
He's too good of a player to keep being this bad. To be this bad. And then Matt, I had a conversation with 2 other owners last week about Matt McLain. And you kind of say to yourself, and Luis Roberts in the same boat, can they really hit 170 all year? And well, yes, they can. Okay. Just because they're talented doesn't mean they're going to get better. But he just seems like he's too good of a hitter to stay this poor. Now, yesterday he was 2 for 3 with a homer. Maybe starting to come out of it. It raised that average to 187. McLain, I think the sample size is small with him in his career, but I think he's too good of a hitter to keep down and to keep batting under 200. He's too good.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's why, and Spencer Steer's the same for me. We both felt good about Cincinnati coming in, especially their offense, and like both of those guys have to be better than they're too good to be where they are. You're right on Robert. He's not going to hit 186. I mean, for sure, any more than Santander is going to hit 179. I mean, he might only hit 220.
Santander is the crazy one. I just, I didn't see this coming at all.
No. I mean, now you know. I mean, the rest of the league did, because now you know why it took so long for him to get signed. And now you know why there was not a lot of chirping about where he was going to land. I mean, for me, there's no way Sal Perez is going to be where Sal Perez is just. He's hitting the ball hard as hell.
Yeah.
He's the last 2 weeks he's really started to hit. He's going to continue to play. They need him to play, and he's not going to be what he is right now. I already gave you the Naylor thing. Here's a Rutschman thing, and this is why I think Rutschman is what he is. In the second half last year, 58 games in the second half, like 208 at bats, 207, 3 homers, 20 RBIs.
Wow. I think I'd forgotten about that.
That's kind of like, you put this full season together, where he is right now and where he was in the second half. Like, they have a catcher in AAA, and the kid's hitting, and like, you can't move the heart and soul of your baseball team out of that world, but maybe he's just not a guy you count on for the offense that everybody thought he was going to have.
It's interesting
he is making a lot of trips to the mound this year too, because there's a lot of pitching changes, so he's walking back and forth a lot.
What do you do with them, though? What do you do with them if say they bring up a new catcher? What do you do with him? You can't take him out of the lineup. He's the leader of your team.
You can't DH him, right? You're going to platoon him with O'Hearn at first base.
It's hard to take O'Hearn's bat out of the lineup.
Not when he's hitting 320.
Yeah.
You can't platoon him. I mean, you can't platoon him.
By the way, their struggles were blamed on me last night.
Really?
Our friend Jim down in Baltimore texted me after the Athletics beat the Orioles.
Yeah.
And said, who you rooting for? The last time I've really talked to him about this, he saw me with the Orioles cap here on the show. And I said, I'm rooting for low crowds. And he goes, what about the O's? I said, quite frankly, the owner pissed me off. I can't root for that. He pissed me. I've had enough with bad owners. And I should read the text, get it back. He's like, well, they basically said, well, the hell with you. Then they've been shit since you put that hat on, or something like that. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, you didn't help him.
It's not, well,
you didn't help him. But what a way to break them. What a way to break for a one. You want to break a 1 for 19? Invite the O's into your ballpark. Holy crap!
Yeah, 2 out of 3 for the Athletics there.
Got him right back on track.
Absolutely.
All right, let's see if I fuck this up. Sorry, okay. Mama Martin. Let's see if I screwed this one up, or if I got this one right. There we go. I got this one right. So on the pitcher side,
one of mine is pride, because I did cut Carlos Rodon after a maddening frustration start from him early in the year with his walks.
And then he pitched last night like you picked him back up and you decided to walk a bunch of people.
Yes. After I put him on this list yesterday
He's been
morning.
Tremendous. He's been tremendous.
I was rooting hard for him to get blown up last night to make me feel a little better about it. The whip of under one I don't think it's sustainable for him. He can be wild. He's on pace for 264 strikeouts. That's a bit ambitious. He could win 20 with this team. Look, in 21 and with the White Sox and 22 for the Giants, he was lights out. But right. I don't think he is what he is now. And I think the inconsistency still may rear its ugly head for him. But I can't argue with his results there. And the other guy,
see the same thing about the guy above him too, because
that's where I was going next. Is Robbie Ray? When he's on, he's electric.
Oh, he's been tremendous.
He's 8-1 this year. The surprise isn't the strikeouts with Ray; it's the ERA of 2.44 and the 1.07 WHIP. That's the surprise, especially the WHIP, because he does get wild. And the other guy, Hunter Brown. Honey Brown is fantastic. I'll get to Bubic in a second. Hunter Brown is fantastic, but his ERA is 1.82. It's almost 50% less than his previous career best.
I know.
It's been an interesting thing. And this is a guy last year that was so bad the first 2 months.
Yeah.
Not even rostered in most leagues. He's gotten it together. He's a good pitcher. I don't think he was what he was. The first 2 months last year were not an indication of his talent level. But I think he's just going to happen. He's going to regress. It's just too much. And Bubic, I'll tell you what, if there's a guy I hope I'm wrong about on this list, it's him. All right. He battled some injuries. I forgot all about him. I can't even
Great
believe
story.
The big man in Massachusetts, but he was on his radar for a good spring. 1.43 ERA, which is just staggering, right? 75 innings pitched this year. His ERA is that low. I really hope I'm wrong about Bubic, but I think he's got to come back a little bit. And Aroldis Chapman, I don't care what his stats are. History doesn't lie. He'll blow up in the most inopportune time for Boston.
Yeah, yes, he will. And it'll be Yeah.
Oh my God. Did Jordan Romano blow another save just now?
Probably.
Nope. It was Strom. Okay.
I mean, for me, Nick Pivetta, he's been very, very good, but he's had very, very good first halves and very, very good starts multiple times. And then not been spectacular as the innings pile up. And Tyler Mahle, I still can't fucking figure that out. I don't have the faintest idea. I don't have any idea like where this has come from. I might be wrong about Jameson Taillon. I might not be wrong about Jameson Taillon, but he's pitching definitely over his head, right? Over his career stats. For the only reason I have Clay Holmes and Tomoyuki Sagano on here is that Holmes is going to get to a point where he's pitched more innings than at any point in time in his career.
Yeah.
And now for a sinker ball pitcher, that might not be bad. That might actually be okay. But when he was used a lot, he started getting knocked around with the Yankees, and then he also started getting like little nagging injuries. And then with Sagano, I think he's been very, very good. He's a difficult guy to roster because he doesn't strike anybody out, and they don't win any games. But his WHIP and ERA are very good. But I think that he's also first time through the league. And second time through the league, the adjustments start to come. The guy I would say I'm most likely to be wrong about is Pivetta because he pitches for the Padres.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's a trade candidate. I think they're going to add.
Oh, so do I. They're not going to sell. They got the Dodgers this week, right?
Unless they can find somebody to take that fucking boat anchor contract that Bogarts has off their hands. Then they might. Jeez. Look at this. From All Points America.
There he is.
Is he in Canastota? Is he in Chicago? Is he back in the Lone Star State?
He's everywhere.
Scheduling inventory days off. Another day, the fucking Syracuse sausage is closed for inventory. Closed for inventory.
Yep, you're right. Dennis, how are you, my friend?
You got to close for inventory? Just count.
I want some of that sausage. Can't you freeze dry some of that stuff and ship it?
Just finished mowing.
Good for you.
Who you kidding? You sat in a lawn chair with a beer and yelled at the guy that was mowing your lawn.
I would think a man of his stature at Syracuse Sausage would have somebody doing that yard for him.
He's got 6 12-year-olds with 2 pairs of scissors each, and he measures it. He measures the lawn when they get done to make sure that every blade of grass.
All that sausage got to translate into a 60-acre ranch down somewhere in Texas.
While he's blasting music from Durkee's Pub.
Steely Dan. I still can't listen to Steely Dan because
playing Steeler highlights on a loop in Durkee's Pub while he's watching a bunch of 13-year-olds cut his lawn.
All right.
Holy crap.
Where are we going next? Pitchers on the rise?
Yeah.
Who's been garbage that will get better?
Yeah.
Dennis, thanks for chiming in, buddy.
It's only bash Dirk when Dirk shows up, but keep showing up because it gives us something to talk about. We like to go off script here. Our producer hates it.
We'll run out of material.
We don't have a producer, so forget about it. Dennis, we don't have a producer. If you're interested, you're getting close to retiring. You need something to do.
There you go.
You can produce this hellhole of a show.
So we had no repeats on our lists.
Yeah, that was on purpose because I thought we would have because Vladdy would have been on my list for sure.
Yep.
And Cal Raleigh probably would have been on my list for sure. I didn't want to mention Lugo and Reagans when you were talking about Bubic, but good thing that they've had Bubic because he's kept them in it.
He has. Lugo, I don't think he's going to be as good as he was last year. He's coming off an injury, but he's still a veteran guy. Tough matchup this week with the Yankees, but I think he'll give him some innings. And we talked about last week. I think the Royals are one of the teams to watch the rest of the way, and Reagan's part of that as well. I mean, his strikeout rate is elite. He's coming back from injury. Didn't have a great start last week, and I don't really put too much stock in the guy's first start coming off the IL. But those two are going to lead it. And the 2 closers are up there. They've kind of already started turning it around.
Yeah.
They have, so that's not really a big stretch. I think that Devin Williams, maybe the break was a good thing for him, and then Luke Weaver getting hurt. He's converted saves his last 2 appearances now. But Dylan Cease is the guy. Look, I could have had him on Team Pugsley over the weekend. Cease and Marcus Semien, another crappy player who found himself in the last 2 weeks for Chris Sale. Never going to happen. 1-5, K rate's good. ERA 4.72, WHIP 1.31. Those are horrible for him. But what I like about him is he's on San Diego. You just talked about Pavetta. They're going to be playing some big games. And maybe that'll kind of get the mojo going for Cease a little bit because he still has a good strikeout rate. But he's been terrible. He's been the Dylan Cease of the White Sox that I kept in our league that year.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Him and Alek Manoah, one of the all-time worst pitching staffs ever crafted before a draft, ever, if not the worst.
I mean, before King got hurt, with the exception of Vasquez, he's been their worst starter.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like he's not been great. He's not been great at all.
Here's my question to you. Yeah, I had to put Freddie Freeman on my list to save some grace here. You're still on the Sandy Alcantara thing.
It might have been emotional, but his last start was much better. I think he's going to get stretched out, and I think he's going to be I think he's going to be better. I just think he's going to be better. And Raisel Iglesias can't be worse. It's the only way. Unless they treat him like they treated Craig Kimbrell, Jesus Christ. What the hell? Go get yourself in baseball shape. Come in and pitch an inning, and then we're just going to DFA you. Like,
true story. I was on our website ready to pick him up the other night, and Mike scooped him up about 5 seconds early. It was through a terse text message from me, and less than 24 hours later, he was gone.
Yeah, he spent a day. He's spent exactly as many days on my roster as he did on the Braves roster. Walker Buehler is better than he's pitched. There's no question about it. He might not be 2022 Walker Buehler, but he's certainly not 2025 Walker Buehler. He's just not. And Clark Schmidt, similar to Alcantara, like very similar, but Schmidt's missing a ton of bats.
Yeah.
And he's still coming back from injury, and I think the best is yet to come for him.
I like Schmidt.
The easy one is Bryce Miller. Yeah, and the stat that's important with Bryce Miller, he's not been very good, but his career second half ERA is a full run lower than his first half ERA.
He's got to stop walking, guys. Something he's never done before. He's never been a walk pitcher with a high whip until this year.
Yeah, why? I don't understand.
You want to hear the stunner?
I guess you got to. You got to think about this because you talk about the Pirates staff is very similar. It's not as good. It's not as good as a healthy Mariners staff. Kirby was really good over the weekend, but when you're not scoring runs, like every inning is like the seventh inning for those guys. Like you can't give up. Like you got to be extra careful.
Yeah.
Like you can't attack. You're never pitching with a lead. It's rare that you're pitching with a lead. And they're both two really good starting staffs, but with the exception of Skeens, they all walk more guys than they should.
They've scored 7 runs tonight, and the game is in the 6th inning.
Yeah,
they welcome Yuri Perez back to the big leagues very, very rudely.
Of course they did.
Poor Skeens is just sitting on the bench. Like, is this what it feels like to have runs scored?
Yeah. I know I keep saying I don't want to be traded and I want to build something here in Pittsburgh, but maybe I'm just saying it.
Now, what about Iglesias? He is just off the cliff.
He can't be that bad. He's not. He's a tough closer to have. First of all, their entire bullpen is a unmitigated disaster right now. They took defeat from the jaws of victory 3 times over the weekend. And when you're giving up when Pete Johnson's giving up homers to Matt Chapman in the bottom of the 9th, they're a mess. They're a mess. I mean, it's got to be. I mean, Brian Snicker probably should get fired. Something's got to get shaken up there.
I said that well over a month ago that I would do that. That they need something. They need a jolt, and sometimes that's the best thing to do. I don't know how much of it's on him, but it's the same guys that backed into the playoffs last year without Acuna. It's the same guys that were good the year before.
Well, look at if the Knicks can say that, if the Knicks can get to the Eastern Conference Finals and the front office says they need a new voice, then there's no reason that can't be said for the same thing can't be said for a guy that's been 30 years in the organization.
Well, they have a built-in replacement. They just rehired Freddie Gonzalez, who got fired a couple of years ago to be the third baseman.
I mean, that's probably who it would be for the
right there.
Be the manager, right?
Right there. There he is. Got some experience on his resume.
I mean, but Iglesias has been awful. Not even bad. He's been terrible. He's he's a little bit of an enigma because you don't want to cut him because he gets it righted a little bit and they start to win some games and he starts to get some saves. But he's always been a tough closer to have on your roster anyway because he kills you in whip and ERA because he does give up runs. He does give up hits. Like he always has.
Yeah.
So he's a little bit of a heart attack. He's kind of like Jeff Hoffman. Like Hoffman has very few clean innings. It's always, I mean, he finds a way to wiggle out of it.
Make you earn it.
Doesn't have a lot of clean innings. And maybe I could be wrong. It might have finally caught up to him.
Yeah, maybe so. That's the thing with relievers. Sometimes they're fickle and they can be great for 2 years. All of a sudden it's over.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. That's why the Class A thing is the strangest one to me because he's been so good for.
Well, he's 6 straight scoreless outings for him.
Yeah, he's back. I think he's fine.
He's gotten it back together again. Oh, Chris Sale's up to 10 strikeouts tonight. Good for you. Good for me. All right.
Let's go to hot and not. This fucking guy.
Jesus Sanchez. He was a phenom on my team like 6 years ago. What's he, like 48 years old?
That fucker will never be on my team ever again, ever, on any team.
But he's hot.
I could have picked him up in a National League only league this weekend. I did not. I'm not. He's on. Last 2 weeks, he's 395, 3 homers, 11 RBIs, 9 runs. On the season, he's 269, 5 homers, 24 RBIs. He's got 6 stolen bases, 19 runs scored. He's only 31% owned on CBS. And there's definitely outfielders on CBS that are not as good as him, even overall.
Yeah.
I am never picking. He will never be on my team again, ever under.
Why'd you put him out here? Hoping one of our co-owners would rush to the waiver wire and grab him?
Absolutely. I mean, he is hot. And Ted was right. It would have been Abraham Toro if he wasn't on the Red Sox. But who's equally as hot. There's some value grabs right now of guys that are scorching hot.
Yeah.
There are some value grabs. Look at Toronto's lineup right now and look at their owner. Like, look at some of those guys and what they've done for the last 3 weeks and what their ownership is. I mean, there are some value grabs available at premium positions.
Speaking of that,
welcome back to our show.
Matt Shaw owned in 80% of the leagues. I don't know how many. I don't think a lot of people bailed on him when he got optioned out.
Probably not.
He started in 62, but since he came back to the majors on May 19th, it's not just the 323 average, the 5 RBIs, the 11 runs scored. It's the 7 stolen bases.
Yeah.
That jumps out as a third baseman. You don't get that too often.
No.
You know, he's a guy who's been highly regarded. Didn't get off to a good start, and maybe the Cubs handled it right. Go down and kind of get your bearings straight. And since he's been back, he's been great.
Yeah, he's been really good.
Yeah,
he's been very, very good.
Who's your not candidate this week?
He is 1 for 3 tonight.
Is he?
Yeah. Yeah, Victor Scott here trying to remember the last time he got a base hit. He's in a 1 for 29.
Ouch.
That's 030. That's 035. 1 for 29. He's only 58% owned, and he's only hitting 239. He's got 17 stolen bases and 28 runs scored. And until he was in this little funk, he was playing every single day.
He had a catch the other night on Jack Caglione's major league debut. His first at bat, I thought it was for sure a double.
He can go get him. There's no doubt about it. He can definitely go get him. I mean, I own him. I own him in 3 leagues. He's starting in 1, but I don't think I think he has too much talent to just cut him.
Yeah. Yeah, give him a chance. Park him for a little bit.
Kind of like this other dude that's up here.
Yeah, this other dude I love. All right. He's not Gaetti is the president of the Louis Arise fan club, but truth be told, his last 21, he's hitting 230. And that's not good enough for anybody. But 9 RBI, 6 runs, and one, he doesn't do anything else. So to me,
He doesn't do anything else.
If he's not hitting 330, he doesn't bring a whole lot of value. And he still started in 86% of CBS leagues.
Because you know he's going to hit 330.
Well, he's not right now. So, and he obviously no home runs. He has no power, but
he has no power.
Yeah, and I wouldn't cut him. Oh, he's a great average guy, but he's not earning his keep right now.
No, like he's a guy you wouldn't cut. He is a right down the middle guy. You're either going to draft him or you're not. There's no in between with him. He's not I guess I need a first baseman. Maybe need a second baseman if he's eligible. Maybe I'll go out and get Luis Arias when you could go out and get somebody's going to hit 240 but steal 6 bases in 2 weeks for you. Like he's not. Or like I know I'm going to have a guy that's going to hit 330 for me, and I can plug him in my lineup, and he's going to help me get batting average points.
Sure.
And he'll score runs because he's in that lineup.
Yep.
All right, go get him.
Go get him. Christian Encarnacion Strand.
He cut off. He is 1 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI tonight too, by the way.
Since coming back from injury, the sample size is small. It's 3 games before tonight. Homers in each of those games, 6 RBIs. But the interesting part about him is he's picked up a third baseman's glove.
Yeah.
So that's why I put him here, because he's got depending on your league qualifications, it's only 2 games before. I don't know where he's playing tonight.
First base.
It's first base. But it's interesting if he can work himself to multi-position eligibility.
Well, one thing you know about Tito, if he's hitting, he's going to be in the lineup every single day.
Yeah.
And if it's first base or third base, because he doesn't like the matchup on either side, he's going to play as long as he hits.
Yeah.
The hit tool's never been a problem for him. It's been an injury thing. Like they've been waiting for him to be great for 3 years now. And he just can't stay healthy enough to carry that. And for me, it's Bryce Elder. And I can't believe I said that, on a team that doesn't win any games. His last 2 starts, 13 innings, 16 strikeouts, a .9 whip, and a 2.7 ERA. He's only 28% owned.
Wow.
I know. I was very surprised, especially off this last 2 starts. I would have thought he would have jumped up. I mean, you go get the hot guy while he's hot.
Absolutely.
And they need him. Strider was good. In his last start. Elder was phenomenal. And then the bullpen killed him. And then, man, I'm all over the place. Too many. There we go. Your guy.
Yeah, my guy. He's won 7 games, 7-4.
How?
But I don't know. Because his numbers, quite frankly, suck.
They took him out of the rotation, and then Burns got hurt, and they put him back in.
5.51 ERA. That's not even the worst part of this. 1.36 whip. That's not the worst. And 51 strikeouts in 65 innings. That's not the worst. It's the 12 home runs, including 2 times he's allowed 3 homers in a game.
That's not good.
No. 77% owned and 31 started.
Well, you can't say don't throw strikes.
Yeah. No, I move on from this guy, and I did. I woke up whatever day that was where he got nobody out and gave up whatever six runs and all. No, that's it. Done.
Yep. The day after Burns needed elbow surgery, and they're like, we're putting Brandon Pfaadt back in the rotation. And he thanked them by going out and getting completely torched. Just not good. And then Luis Rengifo, God bless you. I'm sure you're a nice guy. Like, seen here, not even able to catch the ball right now.
Yep.
Like, I mean, 143 in the last 14, 206 on the season. In a lineup that's been scoring runs, and he's multi-position eligible. Like, I mean, he's down to 22% rostered. He was in the mid 60s a month ago.
Wow.
He is, and he was their number one trade candidate last year. He was stealing bases. I mean, he's only got one stolen base this year. I guess when you're hitting 206, you're kind of not on base enough to get any stolen bases. So,
Luis Roberts got like 18, and
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Luis Robert leads the majors in stolen bases in 189. How about a walk? How about throwing a walk in every once in a while? How about hitting into a fielder's choice? That would even be okay.
Something.
But he's not even really playing. I mean, they can't play him. It's just like it's just. And I was high on him.
I know you were. He was your guy in the offseason.
Well, I had a position problem with Jazz not yet being eligible at second base. I had a position problem, and then Vientos off to a slow start, and Rengifo filled a nice little hole there because he was eligible in both positions. I probably should have picked up Caleb Durbin instead and rode him while he was hot instead of having this doofus in my lineup killing me.
Hey, speaking of which,
Speaking of doofuses,
I think the headline writer at ESPN.com was a doofy or pulled a doofus move. Here's what irked me this morning.
Oh, here we go.
So the clickbait on ESPN.com indicated that talking about, was it Dobbins, Red Sox?
Yeah.
That he said he'd never play for the Yankees. He grew up a Red Sox fan. His dad was a Red Sox fan. He never do it. And the headline basically was glorifying that Judge took him deep, took the guy who insulted the Yankees deep. Like, why is that the headline? Why isn't the headline that the guy who insulted the Yankees went out and beat him?
Because it's ESPN.
Yeah, or just that the Red Sox beat the Yankees.
And they can't be done with baseball fast enough, frankly.
Yeah, they jumped the shark a little
bit. They really can't. They really can't. They're interviewing Jazz on the field when he makes an error.
Was he actually in? Was he talking during that play? I heard about it, but didn't see it.
Yeah, he was. He was. He 100% was during that throw. They called Kristen Campbell's home run a Yankee Stadium home run last night. It would have been out in 26 or 20 ballparks. I mean, like, just I saw a post today that somebody's like, just have the two team announcers in the booth and let each team's announcer call their half inning and just go back and forth half inning by half inning.
I like that. They're there.
Right. And if you want to have Coney with them, have Coney with them. That's fine. Or Eduardo Perez. It doesn't make any difference. You want somebody you want an analyst in the booth, then do it. You don't have the full booth, but the two play-by-play guys, there's no reason why they couldn't do that. It's got to be better than what we're getting.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we're spoiled by, John Miller and Joe Morgan, one of the greatest baseball announcing tandems ever, when ESPN gave a shit about baseball. But like, it's so unwatchable that like you're trying to sync up radio with television so you can be on sync. It's like you're streaming radio play-by-play to sync up with what you're watching on TV because they're just unwatchable.
Yeah.
And it's just, and frankly, it's not Conan Perez, it's Ravitch.
Yeah, he might be in that category of a guy that's had that job for too long.
Well, he's in the category of like, how did he get the job in the first place? How do you go from Baseball Tonight to being now you're an expert play-by-play guy?
Yeah,
like
maybe.
He's more of a journalist than he is a play-by-play guy.
Yeah. I mean, ESPN's got a few of them, like Chris Fowler, who I was a big fan of, going back to Scholastic Sports America in the 80s.
Yeah.
What I realized the other day, just watching old highlights, I don't like him doing college football games. You know why? He yells like he's yelling. It's not just exciting. It's just like he's screaming into the microphone on every single play. Like,
Kevin Harlan.
He's the worst. Kevin Harlan's the worst announcer in sports. Him and Tirico are the two terrible. I still like Chris Fowler. I wish he was back on game day. And I don't think he's a good play-by-play guy. You ever hear Keith Jackson or, those? They don't scream. You talk. You can talk with enthusiasm without screaming. You want to
know how bad you'd hate Ravitch even more? Watch a Cubs game and Boog Shambi's doing as the Cubs play-by-play guy. Like that'll even make you more pissed off. because Boog is great.
Okay.
And when he left, they've struggled ever since. Like when I don't know if he left or they decided he was leaving or whatever, they screwed that. They definitely screwed that one up.
Yeah.
I know you're excited about this, and for hockey fans that have tuned in, it's 3-1 Panthers.
Is it really? Marcia got any?
50 seconds in.
I hate the Panthers with a passion, but I want Brad Marchand to have mostly just to prove to the world what Bruins fans already know, that Don Sweeney doesn't know shit, doesn't know what he's doing, and he's just destroyed that franchise. And Marchand's going to win Conn Smythe.
He might.
The Panthers winning sickens me, but I'm happy for him.
It's going to be him or Verhaeghe.
Yeah. All right. So next week we will
back to Tuesday next week, right?
Back to Tuesday. Congratulations on the impending graduation.
Yeah, thank God. Get that over with. I think I crawl up his ass about getting a job. That'll be great.
Thursday morning.
Maybe my hair will grow back.
Thursday morning, 6 a.m. Get up.
Yep.
Rise and shine. Play some revelry.
Let's go. Play some revelry. Exactly.
There you go. Welcome to the real world.
What is your major malfunction?
All right, man. We will.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for everybody tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Uncle Ted, thanks. Dirk, good to talk to you. Big man, thanks. Everybody else who joined, appreciate it very much. Hit the like button, please.
Absolutely. Subscribe too. Ball9.com.
Yeah, you can subscribe. That'd be nice.
All right.
We'll send you a hat. I got to clear that with Chris, but we'll send you
maybe some Syracuse sausage too.
We will not. Apparently, look at. I want to see some myself before we.
Yeah, I want some too. Maybe with some buttermilk cheese and some peppers.
With jalapeno cheddar, man.